Okay, so everything seems to be fine. So my name's Hannah Bevan. I'm the Client Services and Training Manager at Lonsec, and I'll be running you through today's session. Just before we begin, hopefully all of you will know that this is now the portal that you will be receiving all your research services through, and the old site is no longer available to you. You continue to log in exactly the same way as you did previously via My Licensee, and just the first time you do come to use the iRate site, you will be asked to register with your advisor point ID. So hopefully you've all got those advisor point IDs, and it's quite a straightforward process for you to log in and use those. If you do have any problems logging in or it doesn't recognize your advisor point ID, you can do a self-registration for the first time, and you'll be taken to a new screen where you simply enter in your advisor point ID, name and email address. You'll be sent through an email which you then activate, and that will complete the registration for you. You only need to complete this the first time you log in. After that, you'll always be taken straight into the site and the page we're looking at now. If you are still having problems logging in, any time you can contact the 360 research team, or the Lonsec Client Services team will be happy to help you and get you up and running. So today's focus of the session will be just to run you through the main features and tools on the iRate site and where to find all the information that you'd be familiar with the old site. As I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to send those through to me, and we will answer those as we're going through the site today. So if we begin here, once you log in, this is your welcome screen. There's lots of quick links within here that you can easily access and use. So some of the first ones are here with the latest rating changes on any particular products. If you want to understand what's happened in the last couple of days with rating changes, they're normally listed on this home page here. You click on one of the links, and it will take you through to that to the research report related to that. My recent activities. So this will just show you then any of the recent activities and the pages where you've previously been on the site. So if you were halfway through something, for example, and you did get thrown out of the site, you can just come back here, click on that link, and it will take you straight back to that page that you were previously working on. At any time, you can return to the home page within iRate just by clicking on the home icon here or on the actual iRate name, and you return to the site here. As you go through the site, we're still pretty much sorted into very similar modules that you would have been familiar with previously on the old site. So market is the background information where you find the market reports. Funds is where you're doing your fund research. Under Advisor Tools, this is now where you'll find your 360 model portfolios, model portfolio reports. Resource Hub just provides some extra information for you, like quick links to documents, our training and online training help, and our online training center as well. And Lonsec Retire, that just takes you through to our additional site where you can get some information on retirement thought pieces, investments there as well. So you have all of that information to hand too. So if we just start by looking at each of the modules, what we'll do first is we'll look at the market reports area. So all the reports you're familiar with sit under economic market reports. You come to the monthly review, which is our monthly roundup of what's happened in the markets over the previous month. And this just is that 5-page overview document you'll be familiar with from the old site, published around the 6th business day of every month. The next one's the IOR, or the Investment Outlook Report. So this now incorporates the quarterly outlook report you'd be more familiar with from the old site. And every month we publish this with some new topical thought pieces. So economic analysis, the overview and the feature article are all updated on a monthly basis. And then our quarterly outlook is updated each quarter with our latest views on what's affecting the markets, each particular sector, and how that's forming in our asset allocation recommendations. So the IOR is published around the 21st of every month, so you'll be seeing the latest one of those coming out this afternoon. First two reports are very much advisor focused, and we recommend those are for use with you. And then what we also make available in iRate now are 2 further reports for you, the client summary and the market update. And these are much more for your clients, and you can use with them sort of smaller versions of those 2 reports with a bit with more factual information in, easier for them to digest and understand. So the client newsletter, 2 pages, Summary of the key views that we're taking from the Investment Outlook report, what's happened in the previous month, and then those market developments you saw in the months in review. And then the market update. It's more chart focused. This is a nice talking point if you want with clients, you want to go through explaining what's happened in each of the markets over the previous 5 years or so. You can run through each of the different charts with the market ref what's happened in the previous month underneath. We then just provide some commentary on what happened in the markets over the previous month. Key economic and market risks, so positive and negative, and how we believe those will affect markets over the coming 6 to 12 months. And then the last page is just looking at the historical long-term asset class performance for the last 20 years for each of the major asset classes there. It's another useful document you can use with your clients. For each of these reports, you've got the most recent ones by clicking on them. We can go through the archives just clicking here for those. Elsewhere within here, you've just got then some market indices data. So this just gives you the latest market indices from the previous month and all their returns. Everything across the site, we see this icon can be exported to Excel. And again, you can download different report periods from here as well. So that's the market module. We'll spend a bit more time in looking in the funds and the fund research module. So this is where you're searching for particular items and products you want to use, and this is hopefully where you're going to see some of the key benefits of now using iRate, where the search functions are a lot more easier for you to use, a lot more flexible in what you're looking for, and will give you far more information and depth just in one simple screen. Searching for products is quite easy. You can continue to search by name. You can just start typing in a fund name, and as you do, you can see I've got different options available to me here, so I can pick one of those options from the drop-down menu, or I can search, say I'm looking for anything that contains Magellan. I can search that way as well. So you can see I've got 45 results here in my search results area that say that are a Magellan product, and this is including platform variants as well. If I just did want to look for the headline fund or the wholesale fund, we click on headline funds only, and this will then just search for the actual wholesale fund for you rather than the platform variant. So you can see my search results is now reduced to 8. One of the key advantages of using iRate is that you are able to enter multiple APR codes in a very easy, simple to use format. So you can actually copy and paste them from a Excel spreadsheet or a Word document. You simply just copy and paste, no typing's needed. All you can do, as I'm doing here, just type a few in, and as you're typing them in, you can see all I'm doing is putting a space between each one, then hit the search button, and those 3 results have been returned for me. So the very useful way of just quickly bringing up the information you want very quickly. I'm just going to clear those, and I'm going to show you some of the other filtering options you've got available to you. You can use the filter options we're looking at here with keywords up in the search box if you want to, or you can use the filter options on their own. Another feature we have is save this search, and I'll just tick that to show you how that works. But essentially, save this search allows you to save the search criteria. So perhaps on a regular basis, quarterly basis, you just want to see what products are now available or no longer available to you under a certain search criteria, such as, say, as we work through one I'll show you. So perhaps today we're looking for fixed interest products, and you can filter down into the sector and subsector as much as you want to as well. Just want to see those products recommended by Lonsec, so that will be our highly recommended, our recommended, and our investment grade. I'll show you our product groups in a moment. You want to see the ones that are available on the MLC Wrap Investments platform. So this essentially now is just going to show me all of the products that are available in fixed interest within rated that are available on MLC Wrap, so you know you'll be able to invest in them. Portfolio, within here you can search by the model portfolios. If you just want to bring up the latest fund profiles for a particular model portfolio, you can filter on that under portfolio as well. Investment structure, So by default, we search all of these investment structures here, but say you were just looking for ETF products, you can come in here and just tick the option in ETFs. So within fund research, you now find all of the ETFs, all of the direct assets, LICs, M funds, SMA information as well. So everything you need is in here. You've got the option to filter on particular investment structure or search the whole database. The next thing you do is just click search. So this is asking me just to give a name. So I'm just going to say FIMLC, create. And this just means now this search option has been saved for me, as you can see here under my saved searches. So if I clear all of those results and say I now want to see today which products are available in my meeting that criteria, I just click on that, searching for me again, and you can see I've got 45 search results. So with these search results, I've got different ways of looking at the information. I can quickly access the various research reports across here. So you're familiar probably with all of these, but just go through the icons. The first one's the fund profile, which is the one-page product profile we produce for all products, not just those which Lonsec rates, and that's updated always with the latest month-end return information for you. The second icon with a little V is the fund viewpoint. And this is a two-page snapshot taken from the more detailed fund review I'll show you next. And this can be really useful both for yourselves, but also those clients who may want some more detailed information on particular products you're recommending to them. They are produced just for those products which Lonsec rates. On the left-hand side, you would have the latest performance and return information. And then on the right-hand side, we just give you a summary of our overall view of the fund and why we've rated it. So our overall opinion, what we see is its strengths and weaknesses, the product risk characteristics, and who we'd recommend using the fund for. So nice simple breakdown for you on that key information. Then the third one is the more detailed fund review report. So within this, then we just need to make sure this is the more detailed report we go through, taking out those key facts that we've taken also saw in that fund viewpoint a second ago. And the final report is the sector review report. And this is the detailed report we produce at the end of completing each of the sector reviews, going through the ratings and the themes and observations, and also the rankings of how each fund put themselves together and performed against one another. To get additional information on these products or to download multiple of these reports in one file, you can simply click on a tick box or anywhere on the line. You can see those funds have gone orange. The orange ones now sit in what's called my selected area here. And this allows me now for those selected ones to look at lots of all the other different information across these tabs. So for example, I can look at the latest month-end performance and prices for these products. All column headers you can click on and change the sort order of your results. You've got the performance date information here and the price date information, and this information is updated every month automatically, so it will override the previous data. So this is something you want to have keep a record of on a monthly basis. You will just need to come in here and download it. When you export it, so you can export to PDF, Excel or Word, you also do get the indices returns for each of the relevant funds as well, the same as you used to see on the performance reports in the Lonsec site. So you can see this is now opened up for me. I've got the benchmarks for each of the funds, as well as the fund returns as well. Other information you've got available to you is asset allocation data, the profiles again from here, and just under more, I just want to show you one other area, the custom report. And this allows you then to select data from all of these different tabs and view it together in one page, or to export it. So you can simply click More, Custom Report, Customize Columns. Select the data you want the returns for, or you can select all. Then you can just click off it and you can see I've now also seen the return information. And again, I can export this information into Excel or Word. It's another useful way of getting that information all together on one page. Now, some of you may have previously had portfolio, what we call My Portfolios in the Lonsec site, or you may want to save core lists of funds that you want to use on a regular basis so you're not searching for them every time. And these are now saved as product groups. So for those funds that I now have here, I can then create a product group for them. So I simply come to here, create product group. I enter in a name, click create, or if you have existing product groups you want to add them to, you can simply just add them in here, but I'll click create to show you how this works. I've got a message saying my product group's been successfully created. And then I can manage my product groups. This sits under your name or your advisor point ID that you see at the top right of the screen. To manage your preferences, you just come to My Product Group, click on Load Existing, and you can load that product group here, and you can see the items that are in it. From here, you can create new ones and you can add funds. So again, I could just type in or copy and paste from those Excel spreadsheets I may have the multiple API codes I've got. You can see it's quickly added in those 2 other funds for me, so I've now got 6 items in my product group. You can delete items. You just click on the bin icon or on tick next to them if there's a couple you want to delete. Click delete selected items, confirm you want to delete them, and they're instantly removed. To access this information on these products and things, you do need to go back to the fund research area. This is a useful area to manage your product groups. And any others that you previously had saved in the Lonsec site as My Portfolios will now sit here under My Product Group if you do want to come and check them out and just perhaps check they're up to date or remove any old ones you no longer require. So if I come back to Fund Research, just show you that your product group sits here as a filter option. I can search now on that product group, and you can have multiple ones. So you can select multiple like that, for example, click search, and those product group results are now sitting here for me. If I select all these items because I want to download the fund profiles for them all, they're sitting in my selected area. And your selected area here works with your workbench on the top right of the page. And any item you select in Fund Research will sit in your workbench until you clear it. So you can be in another part of the site and you can quickly come here and say, right, I quickly want to look at these funds today and run them from here. I can create my product groups from here as well, or I can download all of those fund profiles, viewpoints, or fund reviews for all 7 products into one file, and I just do that here. Click download fund profile, for example, and it quickly downloads those for me. You can see I've now got 8 documents there because each one page product profile. So nice easy way for you to manage storing all of that information together. That gives you an idea of how to use the fund research page. It's a good idea just to come in, have a play, get familiar with the different features that are available, and say for those core lists of funds that you use on a regular basis, I do recommend creating those product groups, not only for ease here in testing them, but we've also got one additional feature called My Alerts. And what we do for all product groups that you create, we will track them for you. So if there's any rating changes made to any of those, you'll receive an email direct to your registered email address with alerting you that we have changed the rating on there. So you don't need to come in and make any changes. And you can select which ones you want to receive information for, ticking on the tick boxes and clicking Update Changes. So there's another benefit of the product groups for you there. Elsewhere within the Funds module, another useful page for you is the rating history. And this just logs all the rating changes over the last 3 months. So if the rating's changed on a particular product and you just remember briefly seeing something about it or want to check, you can click on Control F and you can search on a particular item name or an APIR code. So you can see as I'm searching perpetual, I've got one of 37 results and they're highlighted here for me, so I can flick through and find that product, what the rating change has been, and also download those viewpoint reports. So whenever Lonsec puts a fund onto FundWatch, as we have in this case, we'll produce an updated fund viewpoint with the reasons for why that fund has been put onto FundWatch. So in this case, the announcement of changes to the co-portfolio managers. And we'll keep it on FundWatch till we've met with those new portfolio managers, see what the impact is and our conviction in them, and then we will re-rate the product. So that rating history is useful. The rated funds, this also gives you an opportunity to explore, see on screen all the products that Lonsec rate, sorted by sector. You can also filter by subsector if you want to, and you can export all rated funds or just the top rated funds into Excel from here as well. So that covers off what I wanted to show you in the fund research area. If anyone has any questions on that, please feel free to send them through and I'll cover them off at the end. Otherwise, I will just quickly show you how the advisor tools and accessing your model portfolios works. So as I mentioned at the beginning, your model portfolios now sit under advisor tools. Click on model portfolios. Got a pop-up box. You just enter here, then select the model portfolio you want to look at. And that will load on the screen for you. And as you can see, you can quickly then view what the asset allocation is of each of the underlying funds that make up that model portfolio, and you can export and print those into Excel. If you want to look at the performance reports and information for them, you've got the next tab here, Portfolio Reports, and this takes you through to that second tab, so you can get them directly here, Model Portfolio Reports. And this is where you can download those quarterly reports on how the performance is, as well as fact sheets and all of the different ones. So they're all available for you here as well. So that's the Advisor Tools area. Under Resource Hub, Document Center is a really useful area to come to quickly access all the latest reports which Lonsec has published that aren't just on the particular funds and research. So rather than having to search across the site for them, you can access them here. You can search by site. By type, sorry, so if you were looking for articles on direct assets, for example, I click search, you can see I've got the latest direct asset documents. My company documents, so we've loaded in here, we will load in here most recent FAQ document we published for you, as well as a quick reference guide, so you'll have those available, and they should be available for you later on this afternoon. And any other information related just specifically to 360 can be published in this area, so it's worth looking for as well. Resource hubs, you've got direct access at any time to any of our training and weekly training webinars, as well as the ones we're running for you at the moment. You're welcome to join any of the other training webinars. The funds one in particular will be useful, I think, for 360 advisors. And then you've got an online help center as well. So any particular questions you've got, you can come through to our online help center, and you can have a look at the different information here. But also, whenever you're working through the site, we've always got a little help button at the bottom right of your page. You can click in here and you can type a question. So perhaps you want to find out more about those product groups I was talking about. If I type that in here, you can see I've got different results I can look at. So using your product groups, it will then take you through on screen quick tips on how to work them. So that finishes off what I wanted to show you today. So I've already shown you Lonsec Retire. So those are the key areas available to you in 360. Hopefully you will all enjoy using the site and find it much more intuitive and easier to use and access the research and data you want. If you do have any questions on the site and actually finding anything, the Client Services team is here to help you. And you've also got the 360 team as well. And our contact details just on the screen here under iRate inquiries. I'll stay on the line to answer any questions. I see a couple have come through already, so I'll answer those now. And if anyone else has any other questions, please feel free to send them through. Otherwise, thank you all very much for your time today. Okay, so the first question was just where can you find some more information on Lonsec's ratings? So that actually sits under Funds, Research Methodology, and just under here you have Lonsec rating definitions. So you've got a full document there which will give you some more information. Another question came through asking if you've got access to ETF research. So yep, ETF research is now available to you under the fund research area. You can search by the ASX or the ETF fund name here, so iShares for example. You can see that those options are available there. Or, as I mentioned earlier, you can search by investment structure if you wanted to bring up just ETF products. Okay, so that's the questions I've had so far. If anyone else has any other questions, please do feel free to send through. I'll stay on the line. Otherwise, thank you very much for your time today.